Just look at the windows. Back out in a minute, you might want to give it 5 minutes. Okay, it looks like a real fire.
It is a real fire. I'm just saying on that drive.
Sorry? Yeah, I think so.
I've got to say the attention to detail at Hobbiton was amazing. Not just the stuff inside the houses, but all these plants you're seeing, all the flowers, they're real. So the gardeners are really excelling in their job as well. You've got to go and visit. We're currently in a place called Piha, P-I-H-A, I think that's how it's pronounced. Probably hour's drive at the most from Auckland. There's a hill that way somewhere. You get to the top of the hill, you can actually see Auckland from there. This is the view we have for the next 3 nights. Sun will go down over there, comes up over there, so I'm hoping we get some really good sunrises and sunsets. This is actually a really nice place. It doesn't look much from the front, and it's pretty much hidden from the road too. Sleeps 8 people. There's 2 bedrooms, one with a king size bed. We're in the room there that's only got a queen size bed, but we've got that view. And then there's another room, it's got 4 bunk beds, so if you've got the kids coming with you, grandkids, whatever, it's an ideal place. Another one of those places that if it was close to home, we'd stay here again. There's been a few places like that while we've been here. So yeah, we're here for 3 nights. We go over to the other side of the island for 3 nights after this, and then back to Brisbane. We wanted to stay, at least the last place we stay, wanted to be fairly close to Auckland, so we haven't got to rush to get back to the airport to fly out, no stress. Yeah. Hoping there's going to be some really nice sunset pictures tonight, if not tomorrow night. And it also looks like it'll be a place I can fly the drone too. We'll see about that.
Which glass? They're so big, so small.
Hang on a minute. Any recommendations? Which size glass? For wine, that is.
Go for little for too
Yeah,
huge.
I'd be going for the big one. Not because I'm an old soak. As the sun goes down over there, I'm getting some really nice layers on the cliffs, or whatever you want to call them, headlands, all that sort of thing. Lots of sea spray and all that, but I'm trying to get it without, there's like communications towers down there and houses and that sort of thing. So I'm trying to get an image without them in. Some of it I can remove in post. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I'll tell you what, the view here is great. I'm not saying the light's perfect, but at the moment, if it gets better than this, as Nigel Jansen would say, it couldn't get better than that. I mean, the light could get better than this. We'll see. But yeah, if this turns out all right, there it is. I'm also trying to take a photo without pulling the face. Doesn't always work. Most people know New Zealand is very seismic. It's earthquake. It's on a fault line, which is why the scenery here is so good. The mountains, everything. In the 2.5 weeks we've been here, there's been plenty of earthquakes, but they're like magnitude 2, 2.5, that kind of thing. It's like, even when they were in the area that we were visiting, we didn't notice them. You'd notice a truck driving past your house more than you would these earthquakes. And also the houses here are built to withstand earthquakes, so you assume they're going to kind of absorb minor shocks. I've experienced 2 earthquakes in my life. Both of them were in Queensland. One of them was a 5.6 a couple of months ago, and the house shook. You could hear the roof making noises to the point we thought there was animals on the roof. That was quite noticeable. And it was yesterday. We were relaxing here, pretty much the way I am now. Donna's over on an armchair over there, and the house started to shake like this. And we looked at each other. And I thought, it's New Zealand. The house is shaking. Must be an earthquake. You know, put 2 and 2 together, it comes up to 5. Didn't quite feel like the earthquake we felt a couple of months ago back at home. The other side of this wall is shower, toilet and laundry. And the washing machine had just come to its spin cycle. And it was shaking the whole house. So, 2 things I would have liked to have experienced here in New Zealand, and I haven't been able to tick off, is feeling an earthquake, a real one, and seeing an aurora. And there was one over most of visible over most of New Zealand last night. And we were completely socked in by cloud here, so didn't see any of it. Tomorrow, packing up here, driving over to the other side of the island, and I suspect the Luftwaffe are going to be following us. They've flown past us a couple of times since we've been here, a couple of A400s. They look a bit like Hercs, but different. They seem to be following us around. They were flying around Hawke's Bay, they were flying around Taranaki. We never saw them there, they were like a day behind us each time. They've caught up, and I got a couple of decent photos of them. One of them flying past today. Sort of decent. Not the best, but yeah, I'll show you one of the pictures anyway. Maybe 2. As I mentioned earlier in some of these videos, the weather wasn't the best part of the time while we were in New Zealand, so what the hell, made the most of it. I quite like the way this image has come out. This is our second last full day in New Zealand, and we're basically relaxing before we fly home. We're in kind of wind down mode, I suppose you'd say. We were originally booked to stay at a place called in Whangaparoa or somewhere like that on the east coast, that way somewhere. And yeah, it didn't really appeal to us. We could have driven 5 minutes from home and stayed in a very similar place. So we cancelled that and booked here, last minute booking, and glad we did. It's we're right next to a forest. And I just looked it up and I've forgotten what it was already. It's not Rivendell. What's it called, Donna? Hey? River Bend. River's End. River. Excuse me a minute.
You just said look.
Oh, I know, and I completely forgot as soon as I started talking to the camera.
River something.
Riverhead. It's the S bit that's put me off. I'm back. Sorry about the track pants. Riverhead Forest. And there's a road runs past here. And you get the occasional car, like every few hours. Once it gets dark and the birds go quiet, it is so quiet here that your ears have to make up their own noises. Very peaceful. It's also very nice. The owners of the place have done a really good job here. Everything's labelled. You have no problems finding anything. All the light switches are labelled, so you know which switch. The only thing we've had problems with any of the Airbnbs here, it seems to be must be a New Zealand thing, because in Australia, any appliances and that have the manuals and instructions, so you know you can work out how to use them. A lot of things here we've had to work out by trial and error. We figured it out. We're not that stupid, but yeah, a tip if you're becoming an Airbnb host in New Zealand, leave the instructions for things like ovens and microwaves, and because they're not all the same. Just a quick one. We've checked in for our flights. Been to the toilet. And guaranteed, yeah, I know. I thought, oh, no, she's inside, it's all right. And then, oh yeah, the toilet flashing. I didn't think of that. That's for the blooper reel.
And the dog.
Yeah.
Flush the toilet. Try it again. I'm ready.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a quick one. We've checked in for our flights tomorrow. We've done the customs declaration online. That is so much better than having to fill in a card when you're on the plane. You just sit down, take your time, make mistakes, correct them. Yeah, this is our last evening. We're finishing off all the booze that's left and the food. And recommendations. If you're coming to New Zealand, if you're just doing the North Island, what would I recommend? Firstly, even if you're not a big fan, and I may have said this before, if you're not a big fan of the Tolkien books and the movies, go to Hobbiton anyway. It's well worth it. The guides are really good. And if you do go, make sure you pay for the meals. It's worth having food there. It's a buffet. All you can eat. Seriously, I didn't see anybody go back seconds. And the desserts are really good too. There's a free drink at the end of the tour too, isn't there, Donna? There's an ale or a stout, whatever you like, or a ginger beer if you don't drink alcohol. I have a recommendation: Taranaki. Go and stay somewhere close to Taranaki. You can see it from New Plymouth. Apparently, we didn't go there, but getting up close and personal like we did, it's, I can't put it into words. It's mind blowing is what? No, it's two words. Or is it one word? Is a hyphenate? Yeah, getting up nice and close to it is good, and it's, as I said earlier, you won't see that anywhere. Definitely won't see anything like that in Australia. It reminds me a bit of Mount Fuji or Fujiyama or whatever you want to call it, and it's the same shape. And there's not that many volcanoes that shape. As far as itinerary is concerned, we kind of played it by ear. I had something worked out and I thought, no, don't do that, I won't do it that way. We were discussing it just before, and why did camera do that? We were discussing it just before. If you're flying into Auckland, this is assuming you're just doing the North Island, go up north first, check out the Bay of Islands, spend a few days, even a week, up around that area, and then go and do the rest. We were here for 3 weeks, so 2 weeks doing the rest of the islanders. is probably enough time. I wouldn't say it's heaps of time. It depends on the person. I think my camera's got the hiccups. A lot of things in the New Zealand travel forums, I don't really recommend anything on the east coast, and you kind of have this feeling, oh, maybe it's a hidden gem, that kind of thing. I know there are bird roosts right up in the northeast. Especially if you're limited for time. Definitely go up north, do the Bay of Islands, come down, and around this area too. This is a really nice area. We went into town to get some last minute supplies today. What was the name of the town? Kimu or something like that. It's a nice little town. I'd never heard of it before. And just the drive down there, it's only like 10 minutes away from where we are, but it's lovely. All these little hidden places. And the good thing is we leave here around about 3:30, 25 past 3, something like that, and arrive in Brisbane at 4:10, so it's a quick flight. Give or take a 3-hour time difference. My flight to Santiago in Chile next year is about 12.5 hours Sydney to Santiago, and arrives, it leaves in the afternoon but still arrives the same day because it's the other side of the international date line. Just a tip. Take your shirt in your pants. If you're going on holidays, even if you don't have a YouTube channel, I'd highly recommend doing something like this. Just doing kind of a vlog, a visual diary each day of your holidays. A lot of people do that and just write like a journal or whatever, a record of what they've done. But just sitting in front of camera like this, it's talking about what you're thinking at the time, what you thought of the day. It's quite cathartic. Might be mind-numbingly boring for someone else. Well, the holiday's nearly over. We're 3/4 of the way from Auckland to Brisbane now. The flight was a bit delayed because there was a few, I think it was mainly strong winds out of Australia, so all the flights from Australia to Auckland were delayed. So, yep, here we are, 3/4 of the way home. And yeah, what do you do just when you just spent 3 weeks in New Zealand and visited Hobbiton? You watched The Lord of the Rings on the way home. Just one more tip before I go. Something we always do just for emergencies. If we need to get somewhere in a hurry or when, we always take a TARDIS with us. It's smaller on the inside, trust me. I hope you enjoyed our New Zealand trip, and next time you see me, should hopefully be on my way to Antarctica. Thanks for watching.